like you're in a fucking movie. I want to share 6 insights that will help you and me travel for as cheap as possible. Hi, hello. So some of you already know that I am from Ukraine and I live in Switzerland as a refugee. So I live here for a year already, and when I just arrived a year ago, we had free tickets to anywhere in the country for like few months. And that opportunity basically served a purpose for us to find which place of the country, which canton suits us more so that we can stay there for as long as it's needed. But for me personally, I got so lucky to get to Zurich from the start and to fall in love with the city to the extent that it wouldn't even make sense for me to be living anywhere else. But still, it was nice to have opportunity to travel a little bit through the country, which I did not unfortunately do a lot. I could have traveled way more back then, but whatever is done is done. Anyway, I saw a couple of places. One of the places where I went, thankfully to those free tickets, was Lugano Paradiso, which is Italian part of the country, and I fell so much in love with that place. It's so beautiful, it's so magical, and it had shown me that traveling through Switzerland is so easy, and anywhere you go is just so beautiful. Like, it's never a waste of time, like ever. I traveled a little bit in the Zurich area and in the nearest cities, but even that just a little bit was just enough for me to absolutely fall in love with the country and not willing to be living anywhere else in the world at this point. Like, I don't know if I can pull this off because I am a refugee now. Like, I need to change my whole status and I need to find a job. Like, I'm jobless right now. There are opportunities for me, but really I don't know how life will turn, and I have to take the chance. And for the next year, I am still in this country, so I decided that I would really love to travel more through the country. But since I don't have a job, I need to figure out how to do this on a budget. And let's be objective, it is Switzerland. When I say travel in Switzerland on a budget, I don't mean like $25 or $50 even. I am thinking approximately $100, exactly 100 Swiss francs. I think 100 Swiss franc is the most comfortable amount of money that you can have for a day per person being anywhere in the country. If I manage to save, great. And if I can't, that's okay. I feel fine knowing that this is exactly the amount of money that I'm ready to spend. So this is the major idea that I have. I want to make videos about traveling in Switzerland on a budget of 100 Swiss francs per day. But we have to talk about a little tiny little booty, a little but that is very important, and that's the fact that since I live here, I have a place to stay, so I have a place to sleep, which means that if I decide to travel to another part of the country, and the country is so small and the connections are so good that I can go to another side of the country, I can spend there a day and come back home and sleep in my bed. So it's that, and also because I live here, I have such thing. Let me show you actually. Where is it? So since I already live in Switzerland, I am using the public transport a lot because I go to school almost every day, and this is why I have this, which is Swiss Pass. And since I decided to travel the country, I got myself something that's called here Halbtags, which is basically a subscription for a whole year that allows you to get tickets to anywhere in the country for half a price. So keep in mind that even though my budget is just 100 Swiss francs, it does not include such things as a hotel or tickets for full price. So technically my budget is a little bit extra, just a tiny bit. So now as this booty is out of the way, I want to share 6 insights that will help you and me travel for as cheap as possible. Is that a cat or a baby? This house is so loud. So first 2 things that I want to talk about are actually for those who are coming from other countries. I just want to touch on them since I still want you to know what your options are to make your travel in Switzerland as cheap as possible when it comes to staying somewhere overnight and regards to your travel possibilities. So first things first is where to stay for a night. And you of course have 2 options. You have option 1 is a hostel, which is super cheap and I heard that they're very nice, and I haven't heard anything bad about them, but I personally have never tried it, so you better do your own research on that. And there's option 2 is a hotel, but you don't have to stay necessarily in the midst of the city, and it can seem like it's very convenient, everything is so close, but honestly you can book your hotel cheaper even though it's farther from downtown. The connections in the country are so good, and when people say, and when I say that connections are so good, they are good. Like, it's so easy to get from the farthest part of the city to the downtown, less than 10 minutes, and all the transport works up until late at night, so it's not really an issue. And booking a hotel maybe is a better choice, especially for those who are staying here for like few days or a week. That's, first of all, if you want to travel across the country, you can just book one hotel and you just can come back. Just as me, you can go to another part of the country and come back in the evening or late at night and go back to your hotel room. And also, the number 2 perk of having a hotel is that you have an opportunity to book your room with breakfast included, which means that you already have your food in the morning, you already have your first meal of the day, and you can get some extra for your snacks while you're traveling and exploring. Now, the next thing is traveling, and I'm speaking to those of you who do not live in Switzerland like I do and who cannot get themselves the Halbtags. Please don't worry, there is a way for you to travel cheap. And I heard that this thing is called Super Saver. By the way, my battery is dying, so in case you see that the frame had changed a little bit, it's because I changed the battery. So, Super Saver basically allows you to book your tickets way cheaper, like 30-40% cheaper from the normal price, which means that you have an opportunity to travel to any part of the country for way cheaper. But there's a little tiny booty, and is that when you book your ticket for a lesser price, it means that you have to catch the train at the exact time of your ticket. You cannot come earlier, you cannot come later. You have your ticket for 7 a.m. in the morning, you have to be on a train at 7 a.m. in the morning, no other choice. So there is this. Now that we have hotels and travels out of the way, I want to move into the ideas that I have regarding to what to do in Switzerland when you have a low budget. First things first, I would probably like to talk about foods and drinks. And regarding drinks, very good news. You shouldn't be buying water. The most beautiful thing about Switzerland is that you don't buy water. You don't have to buy water. Water is everywhere. You can drink any tap water and you'll be just fine. It's clean, it's fresh, it's nice. So all we need is just a reusable bottle, and that's it. Also, many cities have drinkable fountains. Just in Zurich alone, it's over like 1,000. I don't know, I haven't checked myself if that's for real, but I've heard that. And yeah, you can actually drink from there, which is very convenient, especially in the summer when it's, hot and you want to drink. It's literally everywhere. Now, foods. And there are 2 things that I would like to talk about foods. And the first thing is that you can actually get nice sandwiches and nice snacks, little meals, in any supermarket here. In some supermarkets like Migros, you can even find dining areas and you can have a whole meal for less money than, let's say, you would have it in a restaurant. But still, I know that even though we can save a lot of money in a supermarket, and that's nice, we still would like to feel like this is at least this is how I see it. I would still like to enjoy at least one meal in a restaurant, especially in summer. This idea I have actually found on the internet from another channel. Unfortunately, I don't remember the name, but I will definitely link the video down below in the description so you can watch the whole thing. This creator is also talking about traveling in Switzerland on a budget, and he basically checks every single thing that I'm talking about, but a bit broader maybe. But yeah, this one thing that he said, it was the thing that I was like, how I didn't think about it. Like everything else, I agree, I know, and this is how I envision traveling Switzerland on a budget. But this one thing, it's giving you an opportunity to enjoy Switzerland to the fullest, even though you don't have this much money. So I'm talking about it too much, but I'm not naming the thing. You can have your meal in a restaurant, but you don't have to order the full meal. You can go as little as just ordering an appetizer, like a soup. And I've tried this thing here in Zurich. You don't have to pay for your soup more than 10 to 12 francs like at most, and you will have a decent soup, you will feel full, you will feel happy, you will feel nourished. It's amazing and it's super cheap. So I will definitely go with this suggestion. So now, as we spoke about the most essential things on how to survive while traveling on a budget, now I want to talk about the activities and what it is that you can do in Switzerland if you don't have much money. And boy, oh boy, there are so many options. You guys, you can go to a park. Parks here are so beautiful and they're completely free. Botanical gardens. Some of you might not feel very comfortable with that, but I promise you, graveyards here are so fantastic. They're so peaceful, they're so magnificent, and they're so beautiful. They actually are like parks. So you can enjoy them, and I will definitely be doing that once I have this opportunity. Also, you can enjoy the city. You can just go for a walk in the city and it's already such an experience. It's like you're in a fucking movie. Cities here are so old and so beautiful. The architecture is magnificent, and when we're talking about villages, oh my god, the villages here look like a fairy tale. And it's all surrounded by mountains and lakes. And the fun thing about villages is that it's basically a countryside. So there's like 100% chance that you can enjoy watching cows or sheep just gazing in the fields and these beautiful sceneries that Switzerland can offer. So yesterday I had a timer on my filming time and it ran out. And because of that, the rest of the video... These are my neighbors. And because of that, the rest of the video turned out to be very crumbled. I think this is the word that I'm searching for. And I gave myself a promise that this video will not exceed 15 minutes timeline. And with everything that I've edited thus far, it's already 14 minutes and I still have a couple of things that I would like to talk about. So this is why I have about 10 minutes to shortly speak about the things that I couldn't fit in yesterday because, as I said, I was in a rush and it became a complete mess by the end of the video. The last topic that I would like to discuss in this video is how you can plan your visit to Switzerland, because obviously you don't travel without pre-planning all the cities and checkpoints that you would like to see. Also restaurants, you better know which restaurants you would like to visit, especially in the villages. You probably would need to make a reservation. So I would like to share my insight on where you can find the best, the most inspiring ideas on where to travel in Switzerland. And obviously YouTube, Google, of course. But because I've already done my research, I can tell you that you can go on YouTube and you can search all the videos and they will be fantastic and beautiful and people will be telling you about the most beautiful places. But I have a little tiny issue with them, is that for the most of it, not all of them, but most of it, are talking about all in the same places that are already so hyped that it just makes you feel like you would like to know more and to see more than just these same 5 to 6 places that everybody is talking about. So for that matter, I have a nice idea for you, which have found me in the most miraculous way, because I had an intention that I want to find something inspiring, that I want to find something that can show me in the most inspiring way for myself all the different places and all the different things that you can do and find in Switzerland. Magically, I find this the very next day after I set that intention. By the way, if you're interested what I mean when I say setting intention, you can check one of my videos. I break it down, very easy to understand, very useful thing to have an intention. It gives you miracles. This package I have found on the very next day in my language school, and it's full of magazines that are about Switzerland and everything you can do and everywhere you can go and anything you can eat. The pictures are beautiful and it speaks about so many different places. And before you say, okay, good for you, but what are you gonna do? Like, are you gonna show us these whole magazines? Of course not. I'm not dumb, and you don't have this time and I don't have this time. We don't have this time. But I can tell you where you can find, and I'm almost sure that you can check it in PDF format, so you don't have to have the physical book. You can just see it online, and it's completely free. And the website is called myswitzerland.com, and this is not sponsored. As I said, it's a pure miracle that I have found these magazines in the first place. And you also can actually order your magazines. I don't know how it works outside of Switzerland. I'm not sure if they send it anywhere else in Europe, but I think it would have been their loss. So potentially maybe they send somewhere in Europe, but I for sure know how you can do it in Switzerland because I did it. You go on a website, you find a page with all of these magazines, and you can order up to 5 magazines at a time for absolutely no money, like absolutely no. And since I've tried it, and I've tried it living in Zurich, I believe I ordered it on Friday and I received my magazine on Saturday, which was fantastic because I didn't expect it to come, but I think they work 6 days a week, so probably if you order it on Saturday, I am almost 100% sure you will not get it on Sunday, but you will get it on Monday. So in case you cannot order it to your country, in case they don't deliver there, but you are still planning on going to Switzerland, I can suggest you to come to the city that you want to see first and order this magazine to your hotel, to your room under your name. You can order it before you come to the hotel. Maybe you can leave them a note, send an email saying that I have this order coming under my name. I have booked my hotel room or hostel. I think no problems with hostels as well. And as soon as you get to Switzerland, as soon as you get to your hotel, you got your thing. And it's so fantastic, this book. I think it was a pure blessing for me to find it. So this is what I'm gonna be using to plan my nearest journeys. And I think that's it. Okay, I actually have managed to do this in like 8 minutes. Wow, I am progressing, and it's just like, what, my 4th video on this channel in 10 years? Good for me. All right, I'm gonna go. I wish you a lovely day, and I will see you in my first video in the series of my traveling on a budget in Switzerland. And the first city will be, of course, Zurich, because I am from Zurich and I know some stuff. I know some stuff that you can come and enjoy here. And I'm gonna be showing these to you in my next video about life and travel in Zurich. I'll see you in the next one. Tschüss! Okay, I think that's enough. No, one more time. Okay, that's good.